Hey guys, how you doing? Last week I began a series on profiling everyone who have the intentionality of verging for the position of becoming the president in 2027, and I began with profiling Goodluck Ebele Jonathan last week. In today's episode, I am still on that series to profile every person who have intentions to run for 2027. Now, the reason why I just do this is just for us to have a better understanding of these individuals and know how they performed in the positions they occupied before now, and so that we can be in a better position to pick a better leader, because that is the essence. We have to do everything possible to get it right in 2027. So this is the reason why I'm running the series on profiling these individuals who have the intention or who are going to represent Nigeria come 2027. So it's very, very important. So on that note, okay, welcome to the Testament podcast.
Instead it be sleep, let it be hate, let it degrade, let it be deep. Some others should weep, some others should keep the memory of the way that I died. Maybe
it was a busy week for me last week, and it was a beautiful week because I had a lot of engagement with great personality on our YouTube page. And it was beautiful to see people's opinion. And someone said they don't pay me they talk badly about Peter Obi and so many other things that they said. And it was beautiful that I could have a feedback on how people perceive or accept my opinion based on the facts I was able to gather. So I want to first of all appreciate everyone who set their opinion out, who laid out their opinions, and who called me that I don't collect money. Some say make I will become president or come out when am I too young to represent Nigeria. I would like to be president of Nigeria. There are a lot of benefits when you become one, but I don't have the financial backing, neither do I have the structure to run such position. You know one thing about life, what I've observed, just like between a coach and a footballer, the coach sees things more, but the coach is not a good footballer. That is just how life works. The coach see things more. Person when they outside, then they feel observe waiting they play for person when they inside. So I'm not in the position to represent Nigeria. I'm just in position to lay out facts and try to, as much as possible, to use this platform to change the narrative, because that is the essence of this platform. Okay, that's said. So let's begin with ATIKU Abubakar. Who is ATIKU Abubakar? Like what I did in profiling Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, I lay consideration into two aspects of his life. One is his public service. What did he do in the position he occupied? How was he effective? What actions, what acts, what were decisions? And how these decisions were of great benefit to Nigerians? I try to consider all of these things and see, so that no one know if this person, if he becomes a president again, or if he holds such position again, he go do well. So that's the basic essence. So I consider their public service, and I also consider their educational background to know if this person fits the educational qualification. But the funny thing about it is, the highest qualification you need to become a president in Nigeria is just your school certification. Once you don't get your SSC, you can vouch for such position, but I think it's too poor at this stage and at this time. With the space when things they happen globally, I think the such bar should be raised, where qualification maybe BSc not too bad to be the lowest qualification, educational qualification for anyone who wants to come as a presidential candidate or who wants to represent Nigeria as a leader. Okay, that said. Now, also what I want to try to do is to also make considerations his personality traits. I might not be able to consider all of his personality traits, which is it will make this episode too long, and people not too like too long episode. So what I'm making consideration is I'm going to consider the one that I feel was very, very pronounced in how he affected the decisions he took or whatever thing he engaged in. So that is what I'm going to look. So ATIKU Abubakar is an interesting personality. See, watching him, or the facts I could gather online show a kind of goal-oriented personality he is, and someone who do not consider failure as an option. And if consistency and persistency now human being, I think it's supposed to be ATIKU Abubakar. I'm going to give you reasons why I said like this. So let's just consider one of the personality traits that I think is very particular with ATIKU Abubakar is conscientiousness. ATIKU Abubakar is very high in conscientiousness. He's very goal-oriented. He's organized. He has self-control. I will tell you why I feel say he get all those things. Just like I made reference to Goodluck Jonathan being very high in agreeableness, ATIKU Abubakar is high in conscientiousness. I'm going to tell you how this played out in his political career, his public service. Now, born in 25th November 1946 in Adamawa, grew up as the only child to his parents. That's the very funny thing about it. Lost all his siblings while as a young boy. Lost all his siblings and he became the only child of his parents. Grew up from a poor family and quickly had his educational background. He have a diploma in law, have a degree in economics, masters in international relations, and a political career as spanned. See, there are so many beautiful things that I can talk about the person ATIKU Abubakar, that a day out before you see somebody when get this kind of character or when exhibit this kind of personality. Now, ATIKU Abubakar has been very active politically. So in political career, I done this span up to 40 years. Political career, which is when he joined politics, done this span into 40 years. So let me give you a short background of who ATIKU is. The particular thing why I said ATIKU is high in conscientiousness is someone who is high in conscientiousness, when they go oriented, such persons, they always stick to their plan. They allow immediate gratification to come as a barrier for them. Someone who is high in conscientiousness, who is very goal oriented, he will stick to the plan, to the latter. He will make sure say he follow and just the way he plan, no matter anything will come in between. He will stick to that plan. ATIKU Abubakar has run for President of Nigeria 6 times: 1993, 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019, and 2023. And in 2027, this man will still come out again. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's someone when we say don't put in mind for the mark. Let me just go back to giving you a background of who he is. First of all, I not to digress, go talk something. Number one, contested for governorship position 3 times, won the last time. We see the kind of political barrier when this man don't face. I don't believe say anyone don't face him for a political career. For instance, when it was Gongola State, the time when a party picked him to represent them, and there was a high chance he's supposed to become the state governor of Gongola State then. Few months to the election, the state was became divided into 2 states, Taraba State and Adamawa. And that was just what affected him not becoming the governor of Gongola State. And if you see all this political career, the kind of hurdles when he stay, if not so many of us will go pull out. And now, more go back to him as a custom officer. Very outstanding officer. He was so outstanding and someone who put in mind and everything in his job. Remember I told you that this man is high in conscientiousness, and because of that, such persons are well organized. They have self-control and they are goal oriented. It means they will do everything possible to, okay, if I've laid my mind to become the director general, I will follow up this ladder this way. I will set up these plans that this goes this way. I will make sure I stick to them no matter the problem that I confront or that confronts me. I will stick to it. And you see that playing out in a custom. There was a time when he came across, I met Shehu Yaradua, who is the brother of Maru Yaradua, the former president of Nigeria, the late Maru Yaradua, may so rest in peace. How he became a friend to Shehu Yaradua, who happens to be his mentor and who was one that gave him the path that led to his political career. How did he meet him? He met Shehu Yaradua, General Shehu Yaradua. Maybe it'd be like say they might have an issues with the custom service, and ATIKU Abubakar was able to help him and aid him out through the issues he was having. And because of the outstanding character of ATIKU, the man offered to appreciate ATIKU. Maybe try to give him money, say, thank you for what you did. ATIKU turned it down. ATIKU Abubakar turned it down. I said, what I just did, I didn't do it because I want you to appreciate me monetarily. I'm not doing it because I want you to appreciate me with money. I did it because this is who I am. And that character made Shehu Yaradua to draw close to ATIKU and liked him, and then became his friend and started inviting him to come to political gatherings. And you see, everybody went there for the political scene now. I've always been in the political scene, ever. Like in the gathering that ATIKU Abubakar we attended then in Lagos, people like our president right now was member, they there. Every one of them, Kwankwan Saw, Erufa, everybody don't participate. These men have been in the political scene for decades. They've been there actively, and they are still there, and they are still interested to continue. In short, they want to stay in the political scene forever. We never see that pure transition. Say, you don't come out from this generation to this other generation. We've not seen such transition. With the same other civilized world, we've not seen such transition in Nigeria. Everyone who is holding a political scene, everyone who is holding a political position right now, have always been holding a political position since forever. They've always been in the system. They've tasted the system. They know how sweet it is, and they are not in any way giving up on living that system. That is one of the things that is affecting Nigeria. This is one of the major things when they affect Nigeria. No new person don't enter the face. No new person don't enter. Those when they control the bureaucracy, the system that controls every other leader, have always been there in the system. Now let me go back to ATIKU Abubakar. Now that was how I met Shehu Yaradua. I met Shehu Yaradua, and that one brought him into the political scene. And then, do you know that ATIKU first contested with MKO Abiola in 1993? MKO Abiola defeated him, and he wanted to even merge with the other person who came third, so that they'll put their votes together during the primaries, put their vote under SDP, Social Democratic Party. They won't put their votes together so that they'll win. Then Shehu Yaradua had to come in and said, make it no worry, just let this one go. You will become the vice president for MKO Abiola. Then when the MKO Abiola represents the SDP party, the governors in the SDP don't want to make ATIKU become the vice, to be the running mate under MKO. So they picked somebody else. That was how I lost that position. So despite all these hurdles, ATIKU has always been relevant. I want to state this point. When he was a custom officer, that was when he really made some good money. When he was a custom officer, there was a time. One of the things that affected him was the company is set up. Logistic company is set up with an Italian man. Affected him attaining the height in the custom service. I think he was deputy director, the director general, because he set up a logistic company in Apapa Port, and that logistic company were involved in so many clearance and so many deals in the port. And because of that, ATIKU made lots of funds. It was actively in service. When he get together logistic company. So his position as a custom officer made that company grow very, very speedily, make that company to grow very fast, and made huge sum of money. And I think it's in that process that Shehu Yaradua, General Shehu Yaradua, met him. I think that was the process, because then you don't get a lot of power to make so many things go through, and so many other cases that those are corruption allegations. So that I saw against him where it was in custom. There was a case of briefcases where involved one of his associates, this and that. So many allegations that affected him made him to retire, pulled out from the system, and actively became a politician, pursuing political goals. And also was also involved in real estate and stuff like that. Okay, man, not to go, that's not the main issue. Now I want to tell you how conscientiousness was a determinant in the decisions, actions, and the steps he took. You see, somebody when they very high, or when get high conscientiousness, such person they very, very goal-oriented. You know, they like short-term gratification once you don't put your mind on the set goal. Like they like person when one become a head of an organization. If you know, say, I need to deprive myself of this, in as much as what I'm depriving myself of will be of great benefit to me and make me have an easier life, I will deprive myself of this little benefit, so that in depriving myself of this little benefit, new positions will be opened or new opportunities will be opened for me to elevate myself. And when I get to wherever place I want to get to, the thing I need to achieve in that place, I will achieve it. So goal-oriented individuals that are like that are very high, that have high conscientiousness, such persons will not mind stepping on toes, for as long as in stepping of toes they will achieve their goal. Such persons will not mind taking some bad steps, in as much as those steps they take will be productive and will push them to achieving their set goals. That is all that matters. So they don't even pay attention to the time it takes for them to achieve to achieve the set goals. Pay attention to such. They pay attention in, are these steps I'm taking, are they the right steps that will keep me intact for me to achieve my set goal? And when they consider those steps and say that those steps are the right steps, they will keep focusing until they achieve their set goals. Imagine ATIKU don't come out as a presidential candidate for 6 years, spanning from 1993 when contest under SDP against MK Abiola till now. That's almost 30-something years for one particular position. This man never decides. See, do you know amount? I try to consider the amount of funds he has spent to see if he can be able to achieve his set goal. And they consider the health effect, because the stress of going 6 times to the contest for one position, the stress that comes with playing such politics. Just more put on in the basics. And the basics is the form that, imagine, because you're contesting as you're a presidential candidate for a political party, you need to canvass all through the federation and possibly canvass in all senatorial districts, possibly canvass in all local government area in Nigeria. You go do make sure say at least 70% of the area of this federation is covered by you. Just imagine the risk when they for just that. The risk that you would fly all the time, and there's every chance that plane will crash. The high chance also there's a risk of you go to travel, because there are places where your flight cannot take you. You go use helicopter they crash over. You go use cars, you go drive. Even if you drive with convoy, it means your life is in the hand of the pilot. Imagine you don't even know if the pilot sleep well. You don't even know if the pilot drink for last night, and I want to take you. So that means your life is in the pilot. And just imagine all this risk, these high chances when you fit that along the line in achieving your set goals. And you've done that for 30-something years. You've been on that again and again and again and again and again and again. That's just to tell you that this man, see, in highness for conscientiousness and at the peak, like. Okay, just consider the amount of money when you don't spend. Consider the amount of money you don't spend. This 6 times when you don't contest for the presidential position. Just consider the amount of money when you don't spend to fund the campaign process. Still on that. There are persons when try and once they say the fund they lost to the process, I never try it again. This man have done it 6 times. That's just to tell you how goal-oriented he is. Now, there's something he wants to, because someone won't get a set goal. You don't put your mind, say you must try me, you become your president. Because like our present president right now, there was a time he said, this is my time. Now my turn be this. I don't allow everybody become president. I don't allow everybody to achieve their set goal. Now my time be this. And he did everything possible to achieve it. That is what brought him here. He said, now a time and I time. And today is the president. You not feel reason and say this man, if he's okay, I need to also achieve these goals. No matter the number of times I will try it, I will keep on trying it, because there are so many persons he has stepped on their toes. But this man don't consider, ATIKU Abubakar don't consider them, just because if me begging this man will make me achieve my set goal, I don't mind begging him. I don't mind connecting with him again, for as long as him being on my side will take me forward. Because that is also one of the reasons why I reconcile with Obasanjo. And I ain't go beg Obasanjo, may Obasanjo forgive us, so that Obasanjo, because Obasanjo affected his political career. We cannot rule that out, because ATIKU Abubakar was the pioneer that stopped Obasanjo third term agenda. ATIKU say no, Baba, you no fit run now. No, you no fit run now. And in Olusegun Obasanjo book, he talk and say ATIKU is a disloyal person. I think I wrote some of the things he said. He said ATIKU is disloyal. He described ATIKU. He say untrustworthy, prone to corruption, disloyal, accused his vice of being the reason the privatization program failed. For him to have said this, just to tell you that he don't really like ATIKU because of what ATIKU did in stopping his third term agenda, which was very good. Thank God say he do one, because nobody know the extent when OBJ go one stay, because as he tasted the power and saw the influence, saw the benefit, he wanted to stay. Maybe after third tenure, he will also fight for fourth tenure, like that. Now so many other African countries, they suffer like this. Some president don't stay there for a lifetime, don't even stay there for a lifetime, died on the throne. And those countries are suffering today. So let's go back to, I've talked so many things about ATIKU. Let's check some few things about, so let's talk about him as a vice president. ATIKU as a vice president, he was the chairman of the National Council on Privatization for the two tenure when him and OBJ did. And a lot of things happened when he became the chairman of this privatization. In short, so many allegations, so many corrupt allegations leveled against him during this time. And also, they say this was also the second time he made a lot of money. So let me list out some of the things that he was accused of. In short, there was also a report. I need to state this report. Now, in 1998, Nigeria poverty line was around 48.57%. It means averagely 48% Nigerians were below the poverty line, or were poor. Then why in 2002, the UN report that was released in 2002 said that 70% of Nigerians were below the poverty line. The UN report observation stated that 70%, just to tell you how the privatization affected Nigerian economy. Now, let's see some of the things that he was accused of. So, let's see some of the corruption allegations. Number one, the Niger Dock, West Africa's largest shipping fabrication yard, undervalued, and after privatization saw more than 2,000 workers dismissed. Jagar Group laid off 1,400 workers. The LMA Petrochemical, ATIKU was criticized for selling it to its associates and for the process not being transparent. Also, the Ascon Aluminium Smelting Company, built by Nigeria government for $3.2 billion. Under him, as the chairman, this was sold to an associate for $130 million, which Nigeria spent $3.2 billion to build. Under him being the chairman of the National Council of Privatization, saw this company that was built for $3.2 billion sold for $130 million. AP, African Petroleum, says undervalued and sold to close associate. In 2006, a Senate inquiry accused ATIKU of diverting $145 million from the PTDF to fund his private interest and $6 million to iGate Company Limited. In 2010, there was a U.S. Senate report alleged that ATIKU and his wife, Jennifer, Douglas diverted 40 million in suspected funds to the US through offshore share company. This led to a US entry ban. You know, say we call it a rumor then that Atiku was banned for so many years. From 2010, I think the only time he was able to travel back to the US was in 2019. For 9 years, he was unable to enter to get into the US. Now the Alobotin and the cement scandal, the AUN, the American University of Nigeria, Yola allegation, Atiku was accused of using $25 million of federal funds to establish this university. All of these are corruption allegations. So these are corruption allegations. I'm saying what is factual. I'm not saying this what, oh, I just say, no. As I check and as I the caller. So, and a linked audio revealed Atiku admitting to using two individuals, I don't want to mention their name because it's of no importance, to divert billions in federal contracts. A linked audio, I think it was gotten by Sahara Reports, revealed that Atiku admitted to using two individuals to divert billions in federal contracts. These are all corrupt allegations leveled against Atiku Abubakar, some with his associate, some he did with his wife, and stuff like that. Now, the important thing, which I want us to pick out from this is, nobody really knows the intentions of these persons who are verging to be a president, if their interest is based on personal achievement, personal ambition, or really based on creating a change or making Nigeria a better place. Nobody knows. So I just hope that in 2027 that we'll get it right, because if you go through all of this as you're going to do, so I don't begin to profile these individuals, we'll see that a lot of them are involved in so many things that brought us to where we are right now. So many decisions that we're taking, so many steps that we're taking, so many acts that they committed brought us to this point, this very point. And these men have been in the political scene for decades. There's time some of them need to step down and allow Nigeria is a young population, and the average population age in Nigeria is 18 years. To allow young Nigerians, aspiring Nigerians to take up this mantle and lead us. So we're going to go through all of them. So that's just my time on Atiku Abubakar. And just subscribe, follow, share, comment. Let's engage as we did in the comment section, and just have a beautiful week. Peace out.
Yeah, instead of be them, let it be me. Since I will die inevitably, then let it be that it be said when I am dead. Some other was free, some other was fed, some other not me was able to see that long as we live inside of a country where no one is safe, no one is safe. We only evade, try to escape the imminent doom, but closer the date looms. It comes for all. If we must go, then at least when we fall, when we're